This is a beginning piece. I'm switching into a YouTube mode, so I have a couple new people here, so they might not know that, like, at some point I'm just going to pass through the chat and get my thoughts out. I wish to explain this to you in so much more detail, with more camera angles. I want to do a film, I want to show you. I've been talking a lot on this channel and especially my Twitch channel about how I communicate my ideas. And I think I do a great job, showing you camera quality, showing you the ability of aperture, whatever, nice lighting, Rembrandt lighting, whatever. I'm going to try to set up something so I can at least put this message out with a little bit more, let's say, mustard on it. I have to get the thought off my chest now because I'm losing a lot of sanity when it comes to my personal life. Because I'm understanding now that I've become such an open book that I can't fathom all my moves not being public, all my words not being public. I remember somebody took a clip of something I said on stream and took it to a whole nother level. And I looked at him and we really had to chop it up. And I was like, do you think that's in context? Do you think that's about you? Blah, 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 whatever. Ended up finding out it wasn't, blah, blah, blah. It goes into that. I am going to put out a piece in the future on manufactured consent. And I think manufactured consent needs to be examined with a microscope at this point. Because I'm starting to notice that a lot of the interactions that I'm having with people who aren't up to date with becoming a different person, taking up a new set of values, maybe learning from their mistakes, getting into something, having a family, people who haven't moved forward from in seeing the bigger picture take things. We call these people normies, but I'm trying not to do that here. We take things at face value. Everything doesn't have a meaning past itself. And if you put a meaning past itself, people feel like you're arguing with them. You can't draw lines in the sand because everything that we've been taught as growing up is not always black and white. I grew up and I saw the Twin Towers hit. I remember growing up and still seeing news about the Iraq war or the Afghanistan war, and I'm seeing this and I'm seeing that and I'm like, I remember mission accomplished. I remember John Cena standing up at a table and saying, "We have caught and compromised Osama bin Laden." I remember that. What I don't remember is how each of these moments had build up with them. That certain things were of anti-immigrant sentiment, xenophobic, racist, bigoted. The consent is manufactured through communities. It's why I felt almost like, what was the issue back then when using the F slur? All the content creators do it. Everybody makes the joke. I got friends of mine in a Ventrilo server be letting that word fly. I come back and I hear that word now. I have to have a conversation about it. The problems compound themselves until they just won't stop compounding, because eventually you're just going to become someone I don't want to be around. And the invention and the mark and the force of the internet made a lot of people realize, wow, people are dicks online, but the shit they say I've heard in public. Do you mean the same harm to me as those random people who say that weird shit to me? Conversations start eroding the trust of your friends and family. So you start to become a different person. That's your one meme for the video, since this is a short one. On this screen right now, two things are happening. I am seeing a banner that says Israel-Hamas war, and I am seeing a chyron that says Israeli protesters try to block aid trucks from entering Gaza. I then listen to them. I see it makes no sense because it's surface level, face value. And all I can think about is, in passing, somebody who's watching this, even if they didn't agree with it, would still see Israel-Hamas war. This is not a war. This is not a war. Hamas are still launching rockets. People are still launching rockets. So mention that. Why does it still say Israel-Hamas war? It should be a Middle Eastern war, right? Like, you'd think it would be up, you know? In the future, I will tell you about Twitter and how I believe that Twitter is overrun by a certain person who is facilitating and aiding and making accounts to all push narratives. The grand old push narratives. I think it's a little bit more malicious than surface value. Sure, a lot of bots flooded the program. Who's running the bots? What data are we getting scraped for? What should we be wary of in manufactured consent? Is libs of TikTok giving manufacture? You see right there, like that thought that when you heard me say this, you understand everything, right? Are these people creating a new form of manufactured consent? And if so, who are they affecting? Who's falling for it? People who make the bomb threats, Nexus death, erasing the idea of stochastic terrorism. What if that's manufactured consent, the new form? The president says, oh, I heard something. No, somebody made something up with AI on Twitter and you fell for it, and now they know they've got you in the pocket. I still remember us talking about the fact that QAnon was started on that beautiful site known as Vagine. It's gone. But we kind of forgot that when people started going outside and demonstrating, right? If that's not manufacturing consent to change the world, then what is? And that's why I want to take my time on it. Just like you took your time to watch this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit that bell to stay notified. I'm live on Twitch mostly every Monday through Friday, 12 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. I'll be in here in that vein. Don't look at me. Okay, Mr. Beast told me that in my videos as quick as possible, so I'm done.